I gotta make a part 2 of this because I need to make more sense what I'm trying to say, man. People say Naruto is a fad because he's trying to save his friend from the darkness. He's trying to bring his friend back. They call him a fad because of that. You got Naruto doing it because he cared about Sasuke so much as a brother. See, that's why Sasuke, like the first person he met, that didn't really hate him. They didn't care about his non-Teletubby somebody. He made Sasuke was the first person he made a bond with and everything. Sasuke was his best friend. So he didn't want to let his best friend. He cared about Sasuke so much, that's why he keep chasing him. He cared so much about him. And plus, it was Sakura had a little bit something to do with it too. He's the man that stick to his word. So he's not gonna never give up on his word. He's gonna keep trying to save Sasuke. That's what Naruto is. He never give up on something. That's what Naruto's personality is about. People don't understand that. He's not a faggot. He cares about his brother. He's not his lover. Come on, stop saying that. Stupid thing. Goodness sakes. People don't understand. When Naruto getting beat up by that lightning ninja girl, they say he was trying to get beat up for Sasuke. Taking beating for Sasuke. He wasn't taking a beating for Sasuke. The reason why he took that beating because he tried to stop the blood chain. He tried to stop the hate chain. You know, and stop blood shattering. He tried to stop a war from happening. Because he knows if they kill Sasuke, somebody else will leave with him want revenge on them. That's what he tried to stop. From the blood chain keep going on and on. So what the heck? People don't understand the whole point of Naruto. People just say non-stuff. They don't understand at all. Understand you hated when Naruto takes himself to the whole era. Y'all don't understand. That's basically what part 2 is about. About Naruto saving his... Basically Naruto character is about in part 2. Trying to save his friends from the darkness. And trying to bring peace. And becoming the Kage. You know? Basically that part 2 is about. Naruto's personality really is about. It's not about him being the strongest. It's basically about him growing into an adult and growing and learning stuff. Basically, part 2 is mostly about, man. Naruto's character in part 1, basically part 1 was kind of like growing a little bit, and basically was trying to, part 1 character mostly was about changing peoples and making friends. And try to get respect from peoples. Basically, Naruto made personality in part 1 was mostly about, you know, and it was mostly about part 1 is mostly about him never fighting to come. Basically, part 1 is mostly him about trying to become a Kage, and him to never give up. And fight for his goal. Basically, his personality is about, and I'm not going to die until I come Kage. Basically, his personality in part 1 was mostly about, you know, Naruto's character is a good character because of his personality I said in part 1. I know some of this video kind of makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if I don't make sense a little bit. Sometimes I get so frustrated, so I forget what I was about to say earlier. But like I said, Naruto, you know, Naruto's a good character, man. I like his personality, man. His personality in part 1 is much better than part 2, though. His character, he looked more a main. He's a more better main character in part 1, but in part 2, is mostly the reason why he's not a world great man in part 2 because mostly it's not really about that, or what was about part 2. Part 2 is way different than him. He's a very different person in part 2. It's basically about him trying to bring peace, like I said before, and trying to save his friend from the darkness. That's basically about. That's basically the whole story's around. About him bringing peace, like I said, about him trying to become a Kage. It's not really about, part 2 not really about him trying to become a Kage really yet, but Near like the war now, he's starting to bring back like we did in part one, personality back part one. Basically, how was it Naruto Gold part two? Basically, Gold trying to save Sasuke and trying to bring Satan from the darkness and trying to spaz Sasuke, trying to get strong enough, trying to train to get strong enough to save Sasuke from the darkness. Basically, that's what it's about. I'm trying to spaz Sasuke so he can bring him back. He be strong enough to bring him back. So, like most people understand that was part two about. Part one and part one is two different things. Naruto part two, basically Naruto's character start developing better in part two. It's basically about Naruto's character growing in part two. Part one is about kind of Naruto's character growing, not really, but part two is about Naruto's character growing and changing. Like, I can't explain it, man. It's basically about part two is about Naruto maturing. About his character maturing and everything. That's basically about. He's always surround him so much. These are why Sasuke get on the spotlight because you know, I don't want to talk about. This is not about that still. I'm just gonna be about that. Yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say to people, man. Just give me your thoughts, your date, man. I don't think Naruto's the worst character ever. I think he's a good character. Naruto is a good main character. I'm gonna switch around to the worst main character. Naruto is a good main character. He is a good main character. I don't care what my opinion. Y'all never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop my opinion. I'm gonna say Naruto is a good main character. I don't care what y'all people say. Y'all never gonna change my mind. Okay? Y'all never gonna change my mind. That's what I like about Naruto's character. Naruto's not my favorite character. Sasuke is my favorite character. Gaara is my favorite character. D-Day is my favorite character. A lot of characters are my favorite characters. Naruto's not. I just like Naruto's personality. I just like Naruto's character. I don't know if he's my favorite. I just enjoy how the way he never give up. I enjoy he'll never give up. So he fights with Kage. I just enjoy everything about his character, how he changed people around him, how he made friends. It just feels awesome how the way Naruto did. That's why I enjoy his character, man. I don't care that much about his fighting style or his powers. I do want him to have more powers, make his character look more badass and everything. He have more powers and fight, a better fighting style and fight more smarter, yeah. But he looked more badass without that, you know? He fighting the war, he is fighting kind of smart. He sending all his out there somewhere instead of him going out in the battlefield. So it's everywhere. You tell me that's stupid? Yeah, Naruto's still a little idiot, but he got some strategies. So you watch Pain, you fought against Pain. He went freaking smart. He was smart in that fight. He disguised his clone as the rocks. Come on now. Naruto got more and learned how to control his clone much better. Basically, part one wasn't about that. Part one wasn't about that. Part two basically about Naruto's maturing and growing and everything, basically. And trying to stay training from the darkness, you know? And trying to bring peace. Basically, that's what part two basically about. It's about Naruto, and part two basically about Naruto becoming Kage too. About him changing the ninja world. It's about, basically, let me tell you the truth about Naruto really is about. The whole Naruto part two about. It's about a ninja changing the ninja world, the snowy world. By becoming Kage, changing the snowy world, changing everything, stopping wars, and bring peace. Peace out, peoples.